the Three of Wands. Hello, Leos. Welcome to your March 2018 reading. I have my super awesome son standing over my shoulder watching me. Show them your pointer. Show them your pointer. Yeah. So your overall spirit energy for the month. Are you going to use the pointer? Right there. It's the Justice card. But it's the detached card in this deck. In you guys, past influences position, you have the Three of Wands reverse, which lets me know that a message, oh, thank you, Buddha. A message that you guys were waiting to come in did not come in, or it is delayed, okay? It's putting you in your present energy. Come on, helper. The one in the middle. Of the Knave of Swords. This is really funny. This is going to be interesting. Of the Knave of Swords is your present energy and reversed. Okay. So you guys might have some tax issues. You may have a delayed letter coming in from the IRS. You know? Just saying. Just saying. Okay. Yeah. Dill said pay your taxes. All right, and then your advice going forward, you have the Hanged Man, okay? Thank you. Oh, thanks, honey boo. You gonna let mom finish this reading? Thank you, sir. I appreciate your pointing skills. I really appreciate that. I think the Leos are gonna appreciate it too. You're a good pointer. Love you too, babe. You want to close that door for me, por favor? Gracias, senor. Love you too, babe. Hello again, Leos. My son was very adamant about standing here because he came in here and I realized once again, I was like, yo, I just did the Aries reading. And I was fussing at Aries. And I was like telling him what was going on. He's like, you know, I was thinking about that today. He's so hilarious. But he wanted to get some tea on y'all, so he helped me point out your cards and stuff. But let's go ahead and dig into these. What we have with your overall energy, this is your overall spiritual energy for the month. So this is pretty much, I would say it creates a framework for everything that it is that you encounter this month, to more or less look at it through this lens, okay? And this lens being the Justice card, okay? So with the Justice card, this is pretty much about having an objective opinion towards things. So if you think about, like, okay, what juries are supposed to do, but more or less a judge, you know, if somebody decides to forego a trial by jury and they decide to, you know, have a trial by the judge, because he or she will give an objective opinion. They're not going to really consider, you know, emotions and, you know, things of that nature. It's strictly going by the law, okay? Now, what this lets me know is that in March, for my Leos, we have a lot of, I hate to use this word, karmic retribution. I know retribution sounds like a bad word, but it's not. It's not saying that really horrible stuff is going to happen to you. It's just saying that you, this month, will be reaping what you sowed. So whatever actions you have put out into the universe is how you will receive in accordance to that. Okay? So if you've been cheating on your taxes, you might be getting audited. I'm just saying, okay? Do not shoot the messenger. I apologize for that. You know, it's not my fault. All right? Should have paid your taxes. All right? Just saying. All right? This could also be legal issues that are coming up. And you may be waiting, and this could be something like a divorce, which is something I kind of sensed in the Aries reading. You could be waiting on a judgment in a divorce, you know? And it could be delayed for some reason, and that could be what it is that you are waiting on, you know. And then, speaking of children, you could be also having issues with your kiddo, an air sign kiddo you could be having problems with, and that is a Libra or a Gemini or an Aquarius child. And like, I mean, like child, like I wouldn't even say teenager, like, you know, little kid, around my son's age. So you may be having issues with that. And this could even be custody. It could be, and I hate to say it this way, but it could be a child that is kind of acting out, an air sign child that's kind of acting out because of this whole, you know, family separation type of deal that's going on. And you guys are kind of waiting to find out, like, which parent that child would be living with. And I know that that is very, very rough. I apologize for that. But what Spirit is asking you guys to do this month is to really stand in your truth, stand in what you know it is to be right, and to really take an objective approach to what it is that's going on, and to not allow yourself to be overwhelmed by, you know, emotions and to be unbalanced. It's just, you know, you're getting to a good place, because like I said, your advice going forward is it's the Hanged Man. And of course you could look at this card as like, you know, self-sacrifice and whatnot, but in this sense, I don't really see it as like, yeah, sacrifice yourself, you know? Just sacrifice yourself for the sake of the collective. I'm not really seeing it like that. I'm seeing this as like your circle of peace, you know? Like your safe space, you know, to recenter, to get reconnected to spirit, if you feel a disconnect. And to just kind of step away from everything into, and similar to how this was for Aries, is to really get the lesson out of all of this, you know, is to really sit back. And I know that, of course, because I've been there with the whole divorce thing, I know it's rough, you know, and I know that it's tough in times as such to try to step back and say, oh, you know, just gonna look at this, you know, big picture, real objective, you know, not emotional. It's not a big deal. It's not like my family is not falling apart. So trust me, you know, I'm not being matter of fact about this. I understand how complex it is. But what is most important for you, for your kiddos, is for you to remain centered, for you to remain very aware and connected to spirit, to yourself, and in a place of peace. Okay? So this will allow you to not, like, I'm trying not to fuss, but if you've been in a, like, okay, let's just be real, all right? So, you know, when people get divorced, things get nasty sometimes, okay? So maybe you could have been being a little, you know, a little unfair. You may be, you know, a little angry, bitter, you know, resentful, you know what I'm saying? Like any of that stuff that might be going on. That's why this is asking you to do that. It's like, whatever the case may be, like, it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't matter why y'all are in this situation. You know, even if this is a business situation, you know, don't try to fight fire with fire. And I hate to say this because it's so cliche of being the bigger person, you know, but I'm looking at this as, you know, the number of 11. I cannot talk today. The number 11. I look at this as the gates of higher awareness. Go into your gates of higher awareness. Be balanced, you know, be objective. Understand that this is not just about you. Yes, it sucks. Okay. It sucks really bad. But you really want to help cultivate win-win situations in this, because it's not about you, and this it expands a lot bigger than you. So don't allow your emotions to skew your objectivity. You know, what you know is really right for this situation. Don't allow your emotions to skew that. And yes, I did repeat myself, but sometimes I have to. Okay? I repeat myself for good reason. Goodness gracious. Also, there could be something that is, there could be something that, and I'm trying not to spook y'all with this, because I mean, it's not spooky, but just remain calm. There may be something in March that is going to be made manifest to you that you did not know about prior to this. There may be some information that's coming to you, and right now it is delayed. So I hate to say this in the sense of maybe someone does not know that someone is filing for divorce, and it's going to become you know, clear to you, or it's going to be communicated to you rather harshly, or, you know, parting ways with no, I'm not really getting that. What I'm really getting for this overall is it's a message that's delayed right now. It's being kind of held up. It's gonna come in. Well, it's coming in now, and that is what your challenge is. So it was delayed in February. It's coming in March. It is not the best news in the world, but before you make a decision, make sure that you detach from your emotions. Think about it for the greater good of everyone involved. What's in the best interest of everyone, and not just yourself. And man, this is something. And whew, okay, going forward. Oh man. Going forward, center yourself, and please, guys, like, because I'm just really trying to be very, I'm trying not to freak anyone out, but just try to maintain a, you know, gain a unique perspective. Utilize wisdom, is what I want to say. Utilize wisdom in this situation, okay? Think about the fact that what you do today will affect you tomorrow, and I mean that in a very serious way. This whole karma thing going on, just saying, okay, guys? Fire signs, okay? Leos, wonderful Leos. Oh man. I love you guys. Let me see what's at the bottom of this deck. Okay, the 9 of Wands. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, please. So, well, I guess I'll let you guys kind of stare at that for a second. This is a test of all that you've learned up to this point, you know? It's graduation time, in other words. Just like I talked about with Aries, this is really about, you know, looking back at everything that you have experienced up until this day, okay? Or up until this month, really. And applying everything that it is that you've learned. You've been through a lot. Because this card is the Wounded Warrior, you know? So you've been through a lot. You've endured a lot. You've put up with a lot. But you are on the cusp of a breakthrough, okay? So do not stop short of the miracle. You guys had a really great reading last month, okay? I don't know what on earth has transpired since then. I don't know if y'all got all that money and decided to not pay taxes on it. I don't know what it is, but whatever the case may be, you know, this is a time for you guys to really apply everything that it is that you learned. Do not be overly defensive. Do not just think about yourself. Do not only think about what's in your best interest. And yes, I am repeating myself because I need to in this situation. So it's at the bottom of the deck. So this is your overall energy for the read. This is your spiritual guidance. But this is what all of this is about. So it's a test of your will. It's about endurance, okay? So stay the course. You're almost to the finish line. And I'm sorry if I fussed. But I love you guys too. Whew. Who is next? Pisces. I need some water. Energy in my life, because this fire back to back, all my chest back burning. I think I got heartburn. I don't know what's going on. I love you, Leo. This is not going to be the only reading that you guys get this month, but this is what is clearly most important right now. So if this situation, and let me say that as a disclaimer, to anyone who was watching, if you had to think about what I was talking about, I was not talking about you. I'm doing the readings this month a little different. I'm trying to get direct and straight to the point for people who really, really need them. That's who these readings are for. But, you know, this isn't going to be the only read overall. But these, with me just reading the energies, if, you know, the theme of it did not sound like you and you had to think like, well, who could that be? Well, you know, I don't have an air sign child, but I could one day in the future. Yeah, if you had to do any of that, this is not for you. Okay? So there'll be more readings coming up. I think I'm probably going to do a 1st or a 15th just so we can kind of narrow it down a little bit. I'm also doing love, but what have you. Trying to make these quick so we can get through them. I love your face. We'll see you soon. Deuces.